What's happening, everyone? Having a really exciting day. I got a train to Manchester too early, double early, but I've come up to the beautiful studio at Hotel Football. Adam McCollum's down there. Josh Denton's over there. We are about to record for Gary Neville's YouTube channel. We're going to be doing some stuff for the Overlap. It's a pre-season fan debate with Sky Bet. I am really excited about this. It's going to be really interesting to see how Rory Keane, Gary Neville, and of course Jamie Carragher feel about the season. I'm feeling very optimistic, so I want to see if my Chelsea enthusiasm is going to be mirrored by fans of the other clubs and by, well, the legends of the game. It's going to be big. I've got a few things I want to talk to, particularly Gary Neville about. I think he's been doing some wonderful work with regard to the game and the greater good of the game. So, it's very exciting. But, as always with these debates, we know that they can turn a little bit tasty. So I've got a few tricks up my sleeve, a little bit of armoury in the arsenal, and I'm really looking forward to getting stuck in, see how it goes.
Come back to this on the Overlap throughout the next few episodes, but Rory, Chelsea fan. You're sleeping.
He's excited.
I did actually want to hear your thoughts. I've caught a lot of stick recently regarding my thoughts around Timo Werner. I have a Twitter feed that is generally full of Chelsea fans that will tell you he's going to come good, he's got all the minerals to be a complete Premier League player, he's got everything it takes, and this year he's going to hit the ground running. I totally don't subscribe to that school of thought at all. I don't see anything there to believe that that's going to happen. Combine that with the fact that we're going to offload, or it's at least looking like we're going to offload Tammy Abraham, a player that I rate incredibly highly, a player who I actually believe could get to the zenith of the game. I think he's top class. I just wanted to hear your thoughts on that. Do you feel like Timo Werner has what it takes, or do you think Chelsea have made a mistake?
I thought it was really interesting. We did Monday Night Football on, I think it might have been Tuchel's second game in charge, and he come in. I don't know if you were on the show, Gary, and he said something about Timo Werner, and they were asking about where he was playing him, and he actually played him just behind the striker to the left, and he said something that just stuck with me. He said, he's not a fixed striker, which I think in what he was trying to say, he wasn't a striker with his back to goal. And that's why a lot of the time he probably played Giroud up there, at times he played a false nine, with Havertz there, he's now got Lukaku. So I wouldn't write Timo Werner off, because I think that pace he's got is really dangerous, and you wouldn't want to play against it. And I just think that can still be a huge asset, because I think Chelsea, those players who play behind the striker, or if you play a false nine, a lot of them are very similar. And I still think, I'm not saying he's going to play every week and he's going to rip the Premier League up, but I still saw him at times last season, not in terms of his finishing, but in terms of how dangerous he was, and you think, I wouldn't want to play against him. And I think if he played actually behind, a little bit deeper, and was looking towards the goal, and was making runs forward rather than having his back to goal, I still think he'd be an asset to Chelsea. Obviously, you both him to be a centre-forward, to score the goals. I don't think he will be that, but I still think he can be a huge asset to Chelsea.
But you see, that's my worry. You know the way that he misses chances, I think that happens to the best strikers. We see that on a regular basis. But it's sitters. It's like sitter after sitter. And you're like, I can kind of deal with a wasteful striker, but somebody who's that profligate, who can miss that sort of chance, it makes me wonder, like, is he a professional footballer? Is he a Premier League footballer?
That's why they're spending big money on Lukaku. The club and the staff will look at that and go, he probably is a bit short, but you still maybe persevere with a player, because the one thing that's more worrying that is a player is not getting chances. And I agree with you, some of his chances, they're huge in big moments. And at a club, at a big club where you're expected to win that, you give a certain player, a striker, a few chances. I suppose Diego Forlan, when he came to United, if you remember, Diego, played a lot of games, didn't score that many.
Scored against us.
Yeah, well, look, it's quite easy. But it didn't mean to say he wasn't a good player, and he went off and had a brilliant career. And again, the timing, you have a player coming to your club with COVID and all this, sometimes it can play in the player's mind. But I'd persevere with him a little bit longer. But at the bigger clubs, these strikers, when they keep missing them chances, it's only natural they face the chop. And you're on about some fans like him, but that's just, of course, the nature of the game, isn't it? It's just about opinions. But would you hang your hat on him getting 25 goals like we've been saying, Keane and Lukaku? No, you wouldn't, because he's missing all those chances.
Yeah, but I think if you reset your expectation and instead of looking at him as the man and think of him as one of your 4 or 5 strikers, he wasn't like a £100 million sign. I think it was still a decent fee, but he wasn't massive. With Lukaku there, I mean, stuck right up front being the man, honestly, whichever two of the ones that you've got left that you put around them, they're all really good. All, whether that's Mount, Ziyech, Pulisic, Werner, absolutely fantastic wide strikers to go alongside Lukaku. Honestly, once you've got that pivotal striker up there, the rest of it can be, honestly, it's fine.
I think he can still give you something that you haven't got, as Gary's mentioned. And even Lukaku, to be honest, he wouldn't be as quick, I don't think, as Timo Werner. And I just think he can give you something different. And when Roy just said, would you hang your hat on to get 25 goals? But now you've got Lukaku, he doesn't need to get 25 goals. Yeah. Lukaku's job is to get to 25 goals. Could he get 10 to 15? That could be the difference between sort of winning a title or he won the Champions League last year, but that could be the next step. He doesn't have that pressure. That's Lukaku's pressure. Yeah. Can he just chip in?
Yeah. United's greatest season. Sorry, I just make the point. United's greatest season '99. People talk about the strikers with 4 very good options. So there's lads coming off the bench like Ollie, Coley, Teddy, whatever it might have been, and that's what you want as a manager of the big clubs. You want 3 or 4 options.
So there we have it. What an honour it was to be in a room with legends of the game, real icons of the game. Jamie Carragher, a true gentleman, was so infectious to have a conversation with him and to hear him speaking about the game. His love of the game was just radiating out of him. Roy Keane, I mean, what a hero. What a player, what a man. I was in true awe of him. And Gary Neville, I mean, an amazing player. Sort of revolutionised that right back spot. I think he's very underestimated and disrespected as a player. He really was truly brilliant. And I mean, he's a man who basically, I don't think he's ever said anything I disagree with. So truly humbling experience. Thank you so much to Sky Bet for having me there. Thank you so much for watching this video. What did you think of that? I asked the 3 icons what they thought of Timo Werner. And I think the general consensus was that he's going to have a good season. And I really hope I'm wrong and they're right. I think that they agreed that we were going to see a different style to his game. We won't be relying on his goals. He'll be coming in probably from the left, looking to link up with Lukaku. But it will be very interesting to see if he will score the amount of goals they think. They think sort of between 15 and 20. To me, that feels slightly optimistic. But like I say, I do hope they are right. I want to know from you though, do you think that we will see Timo Werner in the starting lineup? Like when I put my best Chelsea team on paper, I have Romelu Lukaku up front. I actually have, the supporting cast doesn't include Timo Werner for me. So do you expect to see Timo Werner start against Crystal Palace? Does Timo Werner make it into our starting lineup? Do let me know in the comments. And like I say, let me know what you think of the assessment from Carragher, Neville and Keane regarding Timo Werner. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a like. Please click subscribe. It really does help me out if you would be so kind. And I really do look forward to seeing you on the next video. It is upon us. The season starts now and I, for one, cannot wait. It is going to be magnificent. See you in a bit.